Live on Twitch. Okay, chat. Okay, it is working. Cool. Alright guys, we are on a little mini supercell again today. This time in northeastern Oklahoma. It's tried to wrap up a couple times, but it hasn't been too convincing, so. We're undergoing a merger now. This is kind of a last second thing. I didn't think I would make it here. So, because I got my main chase vehicle last night, but I was still having a couple issues with it. Out of this RFD here as it tries to hook on top of me. We might have a tornado, chat. Got a large lowering just to our north. We have a suspicious lowering north of us, chat. Don't tell me it refocused to the thing. It did. Anywhere I can pull off here? Looks like we have some kind of wall cloud to our north, guys. I'm trying to find a place I can pull off. Place to stop and look. Yeah, I want to get out of this. We're gonna get out of this RFD real quick, guys. We're almost out. I wish there was a better road. Take us closer. I mean, right. I can tell you guys that. Alright, we got a good spot right here. Hopefully that's not mud. It's mud, but we'll just leave two back tires off. This is that lowering we were looking at right now. Don't see much rotation on it. Seems to be more of an outflow feature, maybe. No, there's a little bit of weak motion in that, but that might just be outflow. Hey guys. Hey Mario Smith, how are you doing, man? Yeah, sorry I didn't schedule the stream because I really was not thinking I would make it in time. We're looking just north right now. See if we can get something to... Here comes that RFD really swinging through again. According to radar, we're not even looking in the right spot, but I don't think radar is reading the storm quite right. Yeah, because I mean, there's not a ton of rotation showing up anywhere except for back to the northwest, but that's really deep in the rain for such a tiny storm. I mean, we are undergoing a merger, so... Alright. We're gonna get back out ahead of the RFP. I have a bunch of cars coming, though. Yeah, that's cool. Can't really, it's tough to, there's no good shoulder here. I'm just gonna have to do it like this. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it looks like outflow to my north there. Really got to stay on the highways here because it still seems pretty muddy and not a ton of other places you can really work with. It seems like an outflow feature up there. I mean, this rain could just be caused by... There's like a little cell off in the forward flank. Yeah. We're getting a merger because I can see the base for another storm down here. Let's go down towards Slick. See all this rain, these rain curtains moving in front of us here. Look at that. Rain curtains crossing the road in front of us. Another cell initiating back to the southwest. Really messy right now. There is a little bit of a, looks like an outflow boundary to the south here. From that cell that went through the south side of Tulsa. Alright, chat, we're gonna keep moving. You okay, Jolene? I know you're a champion. I even made it out for today, honestly, guys. That's why we don't have the other more typical thumbnail style. I got up this morning in Canyon, Texas, just south of Amarillo. My car still wasn't functioning completely right. Turns out, thankfully, it just was not enough coolant and a couple air bubbles from when they did the coolant exchange. So, turn this on. They didn't replace my wiper blades though. Bummer. Stay on this little highway as far south as it takes us, and then it turns east. We got a merger going on right now, and it looks like there is an outflow boundary. So if our storm can get south of this outflow, it's got a chance. Got some interesting thermodynamics at play today. Close to where that storm went through earlier. There is outflow down to the south though, so that's probably going to inhibit our tornado threat unless a storm can form literally right on that outflow and take advantage. Just don't think storm motions really favor that today, especially given the orientation of this outflow. We're on like the western edge of it. The Storm Prediction Center has a 2% risk out for tornadoes under a marginal risk. Some cool air aloft moving over a fairly moist air mass. Caught my attention again. It's the same system as yesterday, just kind of a little further east. But today they kept the 2% tornado, and the other day they dropped it. Let's pull down our EV here. Holy cow, you guys are being blinded. Solution. Give me 1 second, chat. Okay, babe. I'm gonna try and run this thing a little lower. That's fine. The southern cell ended up taking over here. Chaser tour, I believe. Yeah. I've been expecting no chases, and we've had some, so I think this outflow boundary here I want to get to a spot where we can see storms are a little elevated. happened to be an accident that this one formed behind me while I was. Always back into your spot. If you can, at least. Spots. So she's doing really well. Definitely likes my car more than she liked the rental. Man, there's like nowhere to stop here, and I don't want to pull into these people's driveways. Okay, we got like a little gravel road here. Maybe we can find a place. Oh, yeah, I know it's a dead end. I think maybe like just up here before we hit the hill. Yeah, it's not bad. So our old storm's off to the northwest. New storm's right in front of us here. Could be running into some problems with an elevated storm behind this outflow boundary. But on the flip side, shear will go up a little, I believe. Shear is one of the problems for today. It'd be really funny if these things developed like into full-fledged supercells with a strong identity on the cool side of the outflow. So we've got this going on in front of us here. We're getting outflow pretty much everywhere. The storm here is really trying to push south. Can't get too far over because of the mud. Yeah, so we're kind of underneath this cell. Almost underneath the base. Jillian, can you go back to your spot, please? Sure. Alright. She just wants to sit in my lap right now, I guess. Doing pretty good on her first chase trip. We had that really low wall cloud earlier, but there wasn't much rotation coincident with it. Okay, it seems like this guy might be trying to surge south and ride the outflow boundary, almost. Or our outflow is just getting pushed out of our storm. That's what it's making it look like on radar. I mean, we could get some goofy stuff on the edge of the outflow, but I mean, up here it looks a little more normal. I mean, I'm not loving tornado potential now, but we're getting like a collision of a couple different outflow boundaries, so maybe that does something. Let me pull up the EV. Just really bright. So we're watching this guy race away from us here. Let me make sure sure everything's fixed. We're gonna spin this slightly. Jolene, can you go to your place? I gotta fix the mount, baby, and I can't when you're right there. Good girl. All right. Just annoying that I have to keep the zoom so tight. That's one of the disadvantages of this mount. We got these rain curtains starting to move in. I'm not even sure that they're showing up, but very faint rain curtains. I don't even think you guys can see those rain curtains, can you? Maybe barely. Crazy. Is the EV correct? Maybe it's an EV problem. I can definitely see them a little better, especially on that top right. So, I'm gonna fix this here. Yeah, I've got another mount here that I'm gonna try next chase. Again, I just was running late. I need you to go back to your spot, baby girl. Yeah, she really likes to sit in my lap. She's got her own little bed. She's got her own little bed, but she probably spends about 80% of the chase and the drive just laying on me. So it can be a bit of a mess. Try and get this all figured out again. And it looked really good for a second there, but we're just way out of the outflow now. I mean, our only option really is to go east and stay with the storm and hope that this outflow is not too cold. But here comes a surge across the road. Get ahead of this. Crazy pockets. Diving southeast. Julian, can you go to your place? Yeah. I'll just pitch you from here. Yeah, I know it's tough to look at radar and do everything while you're laying in my lap. I'll do that, Jolene. How my car rides a little better than that other one we were in. It's just a little smoother so she doesn't get her stomach upset. looking at that right there, really. Still seems like we're in a pretty outflow heavy mode now. Sorry, my live streaming app said it wants you guys to be blind from the light on the top right. What is going on? Yeah, so it's probably going to get pretty grungy here on this side of the outflow. I wonder how the wind profile looks. Because, like, how to say this town name. Okmulgee looks like they got a northerly wind there, which is probably related to that outflow. So like a northerly wind would increase our shear quite a bit, but our shear quite a bit. Just a question of is it's still unstable back behind, because it very well might not be. Ran into this problem a couple days ago in Southwest Texas. I think 2 days ago. It was a lot longer than 2 days ago though, chat. Yeah, sorry, my other device is not pulling up chat here, so I'm having a tough time checking. Hello, chat. Yeah, last scan looks interesting. Expect the storm to go severe one. Yeah, I would not be surprised to see this guy go severe. I mean, they just set out a really, really long special weather statement for it. I mean, if this thing dives southeast to the other side of... I'm not really sure what's best for our storm. If that 68 over 60 is correct, then it's still probably unstable. But I'm surprised they haven't severe warned it. But we got like a bit of a boundary collision going on. We got some weird things to look out for as soon as we can find a road that takes us south in any meaningful way. We might just have to go all the way down to Beggs and then even further. Well, yeah, it looks pretty annoying to try and get south here. North is fine, but south looks like a pain. LCLs are really low, so I don't want to get too far. So I think we'll just go take a little jog south here and look back. Definitely a pretty big storm for the parameters today. Thanks to all these mergers and boundary collisions going on. Here in Beggs, Oklahoma now. Car's running really well now though. We got new windshield, new tires. They didn't do new wiper blades. I guess they just forgot. But coolant exchange. Got a coolant leak fixed. Fixed our purge valve. Oil change, all that fun stuff. And scheduled maintenance. Just so the car's ready to go for the rest of the season. We can... I got an Oklahoma atlas here I would like to consult, but might be in a... Sorry for blinding you guys again. Holy cow. Holy cow. Try and get this figured out here. Yeah, I hate that I have to do 2x zoom with this mount. It's because it doesn't let me go vertical enough. Like the mount is very horizontal. So you end up seeing part of the clip and part of the extension that the phone attaches to. So unless I'm super zoomed in. So I've got another mount that I think does a little bit better of a job, but I haven't had a shot to try it out yet. I have to get it wet with and then apply it. This storm's pretty big now though. Just really curious to see how all these dynamics go down. Well, that sign that says beware dog, and there's a fire there, so I think we're gonna try and find another road that looks east here. Or looks west, excuse me. It looks like we might have one right here on the edge of the trees. Please. No, it's not on the plain side, but that's fine. Maybe we'll get the drone up and running today, but this is our storm we're looking at right now. Pretty broad based, especially compared to earlier. It's definitely widened thanks to these mergers and interactions going on. You okay, Jolene? Trying to find somewhere with any sort of view. The good news is these roads should hopefully be gravel the whole way through, so maybe we can just go south with our storm here on the gravel. Because I really don't want to get so far away given the terrain and how low this storm is to the ground. A little sooner than we did, but it is what it is. These are some low power lines too, guys. There's a cat there. The cat's not happy with the dogs, but the dogs. Find anywhere to. Does it get better east of here? Yeah, like way east of here, it gets better. We're just kind of in a rougher zone for this area. Like north, it's fine, and east, it's fine, but not where we're at. It's pretty much just how it goes, I guess. Pretty much just how it goes, I guess. I'm wondering if we're just gonna keep like initiating new storms where the outflows collide here. I mean, the outflow from this storm is definitely much stronger than the outflow from those storms southeast. You okay, dude? surprised they haven't severe warned it. We got below severe limits when we were in the hail. The wind may have been close, but probably not quite. This road's definitely a little beat up. Shouldn't have got off the highways, I guess. That's fine. Julian, can you go to your place? Go to your place. I mean, there were grid. Holy cow, guys. Look at our storm. It looks like there's water down there, but it got worse. Oh, so yeah, we're getting the lap right. So it's a pretty thin storm. We should be able to cut through it. Big raindrops though. The road's gonna deteriorate as we go north. Jolene, can you stay in your place? Good girl. Just don't want you in my lap right now when I'm trying to maneuver through this road. It was pretty. We're doing enough drives on this that I don't want her to. Like, we're doing enough driving on a rough road. Alright, 2 miles. We're half done with this, and then we hit the highways again. I should not have done that. That was my mistake. I should have just went back north. I just hate having to constantly stay on the highway for this storm. And it's been really tough to get a view. I was hoping we could get south. Go to your place. Good girl. Yeah, this part's rough right here. Yeah, there's just a couple really rough parts on this road. Yeah, it really sucked that southern road was. Oh, we couldn't really test it because there was somebody just sitting on it, so would have tried that. We're going 20 though, so it's gonna take us a bit to get over there. All this water rushing on alongside the road. Just want to get off the road as fast as we can, but why is it keeps messing with the tilt a little bit? I'm sorry guys, I didn't realize how far up you were looking. Yeah, I'll probably have to replace this mount. It seems like this one's already not doing so hot. Thank you. Somebody just drive through, so that probably means that this road is completely fine the whole way. that chat. Let's see if we can't catch up here. Just gonna go east. There's road option south later on, but I mean, I guess we could. I mean, either way, we're gonna be cutting through something. Maybe we go south immediately, a little further down the road. I'm not really expecting a tornado threat anymore with that outflow that we're on, so. I am pretty surprised that there have been no funnel reports or anything. There was a wall cloud report earlier from that other storm, but kind of surprised. I was surprised yesterday, but there was a reported land spout near Roswell. Yesterday. Yesterday we had a really nice LP storm, little mini supercell. And the main reason I didn't go out there is because I had to pick up my car. Just got out of the shop. What are we doing? No, they don't have. There's no stop signs. I was gonna say, like, are these people just blowing by? No. Some water on the road here. Yeah. So today's definitely gonna be my last day for sure on this trip. And then I'll go back and have probably a day off till the 14th. Can I not get through that? There's no way I'm getting through that. Look at this, guys. Look at this flooding up here. Yeah. It's literally building. It's literally coming up the road towards me right now. All right. Well, plan A did not work. Actually, I guess that was plan B. Where do we even go from here? Yeah, we really should have gone through first, man. I'm gonna put a report in for flooding here. You're not making it through that, guys. Oops, didn't mean to do a phone call. Do I have to report like the thing? Yeah, this is flooded. All right, well, it's coming up towards us, so probably should get out of the way. That's gonna be pretty deep water. That's gotta be at least 6 inches deep, maybe even up to a foot. I'm gonna go take a picture and make a report. Guys, I'll be right back. Jolene? You okay? Alright, sorry chat. I'm putting a report in here. Some dude just tried to come through and he made it, but his engine's probably gonna have problems later. What is this? Forgot what time we're in already. Sorry guys, I'm filing a report right now. We're probably gonna have to get off this storm. There's nowhere away for us to get on it anymore. Oh, there was something just reported. Funnel cloud reported 633 to our north here. Got another shot. We can get, if we go towards Sperry, Oklahoma, we got another shot. Yeah, there's people driving through that water. I would not recommend that, but you know, people on trucks will do whatever they want to do. You okay, Jolene? All right, let's go north. There was a funnel cloud reported up there, so why not? The way it does want me to go, we actually can't go, so gotta hope that take this way maybe. I got a picture of the truck coming in because kind of showed how deep that was. That was probably over a foot deep, over a foot and a half deep. I wasn't gonna go measure it though. Don't really have a way to measure floodwaters effectively. You okay, Julie? What are you doing back there? You okay? She's just laying in the middle of my trunk. On the roads here. Hopefully we can make it through north. Because there's no way we can make it onto this storm. There's a lot of water here. Is there any way we can make it north? I need to turn on flood warnings. Okay, well see, there's no water here, so there's a couple tiny little puddles, but oh man, it was veering. Yeah, we're gonna have to make do with a storm somewhere else just because all our ways were flooded out. So unfortunately cost us an opportunity to view that storm now, but it is what it is. We're gonna go north of Tulsa. was a funnel cloud reported up there, so. Beggs or is it Braggs? I don't know. Maybe I spelled it wrong. It is what it is. Oh, it's Beggs. I think there's a spotter dot right on the E. Alright, let's just go north. Let's just go north. You okay, Jolene? Alright, let me show you what Jolene's doing right now. Doing back there? My trunk is a mess. Just hanging out back there, I guess. You okay, Jolene? I know. Yeah, my trunk is a mess. I haven't had time to clean it since like the first week of April. Sorry, chat, I am back now. My streaming phone's actually working. Sorry, Asia rotation. Straight east now, southeast. Yeah, that storm could be really interesting. I'm really disappointed. It's got kind of maybe an RFD type thing, but I think it's mostly elevated now because of the cold pool from that previous storm. So we're just going to go north. That storm southwest of Barnsdall. I mean, there's a big line initiating to our west, northwest, and north, kind of arcing from Guthrie, Oklahoma, through Yale, Oklahoma, up towards Barnsdale. Funnel cloud was reported at 6:33 p.m. I mean, we're just going to have to take the back up because we can't get around, so. Got stuck in Beggs. Thank you so much for the $2, Rustin. I appreciate it. See me on Omega? Yes, there I am. We're going to go north now, guys. My car's pretty low. I'm in a Subaru Crosstrek. I just actually had problems caused by crossing water much less deep than that, which is why I didn't even attempt it. There were a couple trucks that made it through okay, but I wasn't going to risk it. I just got this thing out of the shop, so I didn't want to have to take it back in. It was water got into one of the valves. Ended up breaking a bunch of stuff, which is why I was in a rental for about a week. It's not the heaviest car anyway, so, and I didn't want to have to worry about having to evacuate Jolene from a vehicle. I know you're chewing on my short strings. That's what you're doing. She likes to chew on my short strings. Give me that. What you looking at? Gonna go north, get on this secondary target here, guys. So our main target we can no longer reach, but I think it's elevated anyway, so there's that big outflow boundary and all that convection going up north. This puts us a little closer to those colder temps aloft if we go north too, so we'll see if we can squeeze something out of this. See if we can't can't squeeze something out of this. This is Jolene's first chase trip of 2025. So we chased, the first day was like southeastern New Mexico, southwest Texas. And the next day was also the same area. And then yesterday we chased northwest of Lubbock. And here we are today in eastern Oklahoma. It's so green out here. Is that the 75 interchange? I have to make a correction. I think I got that wrong. I think I saw the 75. I think it was it was not. It was 75, alternate 75. And 16, I believe. Just under the train tracks. Okay. Okay, yeah. Storm Prediction Center issues a mesoscale discussion. Hail up to 1.25 inches for central into eastern Oklahoma. That's where we're at now. Watch issuance is unlikely at just 5%. Alright guys, made a mistake with my report. What am I even doing? Oh, Julian's back in front here. Hi baby. Do you want some water? I got this little water bottle that Maddie bought for the dogs. It's really easy to I can just tilt it to the side. She can sip while we're driving. Okay, want some water? Do you want water? I won't let her eat when we drive because sometimes she will get a little sick, but you're just laying down, you're just tired. So Julian's doing pretty well. She did get sick that first day though, but I think that's because I got her a pup cup from Starbucks, so you know, probably my fault. But since then she's been doing super good, so alright, severe potential, watch unlikely, 5%, shallow convection. Dang. Threat is expected to remain isolated, short-lived. Yeah, MO Cape should start to recede as the sun goes down, as they say. Localized short-lived will not require watch issuance, excuse me. Well, you know, we're here. There's no reason to call it. That stuff southeast is getting messy. I wish I would have got a better shot than what I did. towards Tulsa. There's a special weather statement out for a storm up there. I want to see that funnel cloud though. Been chasing ghost funnels all day. Chasing ghost funnels all day. Yeah, so this trip is probably going to come out to no tornadoes for Jolene and I, but it is what it is. She'll come out with me for probably a couple days, a couple land spout days in Colorado. Why is this car not going? She'll come out with me for a couple land spout days in Colorado over June, but I don't think I'm going to bring her out for another trip. She's still just a puppy, so I feel bad keeping her in the car for so long. I will take her out to the park, but we didn't have a ton of time to do that today. But the past couple days she's had a couple hours outside, so. But she's got to be tired. I mean, she sleeps for most of the day, but definitely on this chase trip she's awake more than normal, so. And this is a painful road to get across. Okay, babe. You need to take a nap, dude. You gotta be tired. Alright, perfect. We got an opportunity. Alright, we can get up to 65 here. Yeah, it ended up being really nice because so last night they gave me my car back initially. And it was running fine, but I hit 60 miles an hour, started to get overheating coolant. So just had to fill it up with coolant this morning, and it's going pretty nice. I mean, it was like 8 o'clock when I picked up my car because I did after hours pickup, so we just didn't get enough coolant in there. And there were some air bubbles too, but still a bit of an annoying experience. But at least we got a new undamaged windshield. Our windshield was pretty messed up after the Seymour, Texas storm, where we got wire wrapped around our car on the back side of that tornado. That was a pretty crazy, that was an intense chase there, especially coming out of the storm and just running into a chaser traffic jam. What do you mean by that, Jared? I'm trying to get my name out. It depends. I don't work with anybody. I'm completely independent right now, so. Going north of Tulsa. Thank you, Jared. I do appreciate that. Welcome in, WCNC. Jolene is a micro mini golden doodle. So she's like 25% golden retriever, 75% poodle. She'll be 9 months old here in about a week, so she's still pretty young. Yeah, guys, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. You know, we chase everything, so as long as we've got a functioning vehicle and we see it coming, we'll be out there. So I chase over 90, sometimes 100 times per year. So last year we saw 51 tornadoes, and the year prior I had 53. So, but this year we've definitely focused in more for tornadoes, and I think I'm at 19 tornadoes this year. I have a little bit more strict counting than some people, so sometimes I get lower totals, but you know, I also don't risk it quite as much as some other people. Look at this rainbow, chat. Rainbow intercept. set you guys back while we pass this semi here. And we have to do the annoying zoom in once again. And then I actually have to plug you guys in. What kind of construction we got going on up here? Somehow my car can't see, so my car likes to tell me it's blind all the time. I've got a friend who lives here in Tulsa. Oh man, I forgot to change the Twitch stream name, didn't I? Whoops. Sorry, Twitch viewers, we are not in Nebraska, we're in Oklahoma. I really need to invest a little more in my Twitch game here. We got YouTube figured out. And I definitely put most of my focus on YouTube, but so after today, I'm gonna take a bit of a break because I don't like the look of most of these setups. I know I said I chase everything, and I do, but I don't see a ton of potential for about a week, almost exactly a week, and then we will be back somewhere on the plains. It looks like a pretty high-end event too to return to. So, you know, we'll get Starlink back up and running. We'll get car cleaned out, streamline everything, do a couple changes to the stream overlay, and then we'll be set for that end of May stretch, which looks to be really, really active over the plains. It's like multiple big tornado days possible end of May. So, I mean, I have not really had a true, I feel like, Kansas, Oklahoma May that they used to get in the old days. My first 2 years chasing were pretty abysmal though, so. That's an interesting thing there. Yeah, Jared, I'm unaffiliated. I'm just doing my own thing. I have something with Severe Studios where I can like stream to them, but I almost never do. So I like owning all of my content completely. So it'd have to be a pretty interesting deal to probably get me to flip, because I like having full control and full rights, because you know. I haven't heard much about the pay on those though, so. But either way, I'm probably more interested in having my stuff be my stuff. And if I want to sell it, I can. I'm just not a huge fan of brokerage type things. Although I see the value in it, just I want to see what I can do by myself for now. So we're gonna be approaching gonna be approaching a couple cells up here, northern edge of Tulsa. Severe threat's gonna wind down really fast here as our temperatures drop, so it's possible that all this stuff kind of really fizzles before we even get there. That's one of the issues with these cold core type days, is sometimes the thermodynamics fall off pretty fast. Sometimes they fall off pretty fast. Starlink and a steady data stream is almost the first thing. Yeah, I'm ready to get mine set back up. My other one was faulty, so it's still, the old one's still mounted on the car. I just didn't have time, so I didn't have time to replace it this morning. So I'm gonna do that probably when I get home tomorrow. I got a couple things at work to get done. Got a couple storm photos I need to edit, videos I want to try to do. I'm not very good at video editing, so I need to really work on that. I got a couple like full chase vlogs that I want to do. I've got one that I still have to do for May 2nd last year in Hawley, Texas. Tulsa's a pretty small city, so we can looks like we can push through here in about 20 minutes. But we're already at 7 p.m. now. Funnel cloud reported 633. Funnel cloud reported 653. Guys, there's like one storm up there getting all the funnel cloud reports. Right now, we'll do the Jolene cam again. Yeah, she's got to be tired. She gets really excited when I ask her if she's ready to go for a drive, so I think she still likes being in the car with me at least, so that's good. I have to take her out to go to the bathroom here shortly. It's been about 3 hours, so no, it's been closer, 2.5-ish. So we're gonna keep scooting along here, see if we can get anything cool. I mean, there's a bunch of funnel clouds being reported north, so why not? Southwestern side of Tulsa. Maybe just the southern side of Tulsa. Looks like Tulsa really extends out east is where the suburbs really go. Yeah, we're south of Tulsa, but it seems like the metro area is really biased southeast down towards Broken Arrow. Cold core type of events can give you some really crispy looking storms, and when they get the shear, they can be pretty good tornado producers too. But this is just one of the cases where it really didn't work out, and I feel like they don't normally work out in those transitioning omega block type of scenarios. All right, we gotta get around this. How far am I from home? I slow traffic. Oh no. Yeah, we've got like a little band here of slow traffic. It's not too bad though. It's probably only a mile long, so shouldn't be too horrible. Shouldn't be too horrible, chat. Always see him out chasing in Omega in Texas and Oklahoma, but never see him live. I've been live. I started streaming like late last year, but my setup was really bad, so I just stopped towards the end of the year. But I'm out everywhere. Like, I don't really have a boundary. I'm usually out in Texas, Oklahoma this time of year, but later on, I love those Colorado June events. I've seen some of my best storms out there in June, and nobody else is usually on them because they can be so last minute. So we are here in Tulsa. Sorry about the weird stream thumbnail, guys. This was really in a last minute sort of deal. It all kind of came together, so. Interesting. I wonder what happened up here. If this lane's just closed or. It seems like our thermodynamics are really starting to fall off a cliff, guys. Let's see if we can get something from that northern storm here. So I've got a couple of cool things on my stream I've been developing. I'm probably going to try to make my own custom radar app for streaming instead of just using WeatherWise, because there's a bunch of stuff that I want to be able to do that it's really tough to do, because a lot of things don't have actually I can't think of a single radar app that has like really good built-in streaming stuff, because I can do I can play a loop for you guys with my system. I can zoom in, I can zoom out, you know, I can switch to satellite, I can switch to velocity. There's a lot of different things that I can do with my current system that I could not do with just using an app. So I'm going to be probably this summer programming my own radar and trying to see if any streamers want to use it. I mean, coming from a streamer myself, I think that there's just a little bit of a gap in what the public needs for a radar and what a streamer needs for a radar. So I've seen that there's a bunch of good apps that are coming out, but none of them really support the real streaming features that I would want. So might have like a little fun summer project with that. Could take about a month or two for mostly power users, but you know, once I get it ready for streaming, I'll probably expand it out so that way it works for the general public too. I'm still pretty new to this. I've tested a bunch of different radar things. We used Radar Omega for a bit, but now we're using WeatherWise. Having some pretty good success with WeatherWise. It seems to be just more stable, so. And I like the way that their stuff is and how lightweight it is, so. And the fact that I can leave it running on my computer at home for like 2 weeks and have no real issues. Get on this northern stuff. Nice place to chit chat. Yep. Are we driving in reverse? No, we are not. We are driving forward right now, chat. For sure. Specialized content lets you stand out. Yeah, it does. I mean, the thing with storm chasing is there's so few storms, you know, like usually you're gonna be, if there's like a good tornado day and there's 3 supercells, I mean, that produce tornadoes, you're splitting it usually just 3 ways. So that's where those June days really help me. I feel like I'm pretty active in June when a lot of chasers get tired. So watching from Ontario, Canada, says Maggie, glad to join. Why I'm chasing? I've always kind of been interested in storms one way or another. I used to be like deathly afraid of them. So went up to my great grandparents, and my grandpa would always have the Weather Channel on, and that slowly got me interested. So, and then my grandma in Michigan, actually, when she was up there, she lived through a tornado event. Didn't hit her house, but she had 8 tornadoes touch down in her county in Michigan, which is pretty impressive. And she drove us around to look at all of the paths. And that's kind of when I can say for certain I got hooked on the tornadoes. So I'd always been interested. You know, I watched storm chasers growing up, you know, tornado chasers, all that stuff, and then watched obviously Pecos Hank on YouTube, and you know, once I got a little bit older, you know, starting to really follow photographers like Jim Tang and Jessica Moore, you know, and then bit of backstory here, but the way I got into chasing was like a series of really lucky events, I guess. So we had like this really pretty storm when we were on a vacation in Florida, and it just stuck with me in the summer of 2020. And so I started watching a bunch of Skip Talbot videos on how to chase and everything. And then when I moved away for college, since it was 2020, you know, it was with lockdown and everything, I actually got bronchitis. And so they wouldn't let me go to class because, you know, they didn't want me with everything else going on. So I saw a Storm Prediction Center had a 2% tornado risk, and I figured I'd try it out. See, you know, my goal was literally just to see a storm base that day, just to see, you know, supercell, get a handle on basic supercell structure. And I ended up seeing 2 tornadoes that day. So it was with a weird storm that was moving southwest. I mean, I was probably 10 miles away from that tornado. And then from then on, I was just I started chasing a lot more. But, you know, it was 2020, so it wasn't the greatest year for storm chasing. They did have some good events, but it's a good thing I started in August and not May. But I'd always wanted to do storm chase. I just for some reason, I just used to think like, oh, you need to have a meteorology degree to do that. Definitely part of that 2020 generation of chasers. Got into the weather over lockdown and everything. Quarantine, I guess. So, but since then, you know, we bagged about 150 tornadoes. Most of those coming actually the past 2 years. And seen hundreds of really nice supercells and just a handful of some of those events that are just going to be remembered, like the Spalding tornado in 23 and Perryton stuff in 2023, the Lockett Day in 2021. And end of 2021, I moved out to the plains, and I chase a lot more now than when I did when I was in Missouri. We're starting to approach this storm now, guys. Let me update my location. So we are heading up towards Bartlesville. All right, we don't need the wipers on anymore. Don't need these wipers on anymore. First thing you do when you wake up, Jared, is check radar everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, photography is probably the hardest way. I think streaming is the new way, you know. know, I think more people are streaming now than selling footage to news media. And I figured I'm already going to be chasing anyway, why not just stream it? You know, it adds a couple extra layers of complexity to the chase, but I've been chasing almost 5 years. I can handle that now. And I got a good setup that's stable most of the time. Once I get Starlink back up, we'll be good for you know, a much much longer instead of, you know, because right now we just got the signal booster hooked up, so it is what it is. But we've been not having too bad of luck with it, actually. Been through 3 tornadoes. That is crazy, Maggie. Holy cow. I've been scraped a couple of times, but I've never been, you know, injured or taken too much damage. So. Watching the storm if they're in the path, yeah, they will. My best stream ever, we hit 3,000 viewers in Dallas last year, chasing a pretty mediocre storm, so I was kind of surprised to get that level of viewership. Yeah, I think our low-level thermodynamics are really falling off a cliff, guys. We're gonna get up here and hopefully we can see something pretty. Maybe we should have gone up a little further towards Beluga? Is that how you say it? I'm terrible at pronouncing town names, so Ryan already made fun of me for that. Miles, we are going northeast. Northeast. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit, it's going to be right around sunset that we get to this guy to get up close. Maybe we can get a funnel, but it is a little late. What it is. Saw more than I thought we were going to see today. I thought we were just going to be completely late trying to get the car all worked out. Thankfully, it was like the most basic issue. Just air bubbles in the coolant system and low coolant. So I was worried that the thermostat was broken or something was wrong, but I literally just got it out of the shop yesterday for stuff. So. Charger out when we stop. 86 north. I had a phone charger that I was using, okay guys, but I was a real genius yesterday and I dropped it in my water bottle. So couldn't really use it for a whole day. Hopefully it's dried out now. Let's see. Is it doing the autofocus thing again? Sorry guys, I know it does that. It's really annoying. I'm not sure what the cause is, but it does happen. I have it set to a manual focus so that moving objects don't distract it, but it'll switch to auto sometimes. Yeah, so 2 of my 3 dogs have been out chasing with me this year. Only Snickers has seen a tornado. Be be able to bring Ranger now that his training's done. But I can't bring Snickers anymore because now we're doing Snickers as training. Because we got 2 boy dogs and a girl, and the boys don't get along that well. One of them's like 5 pounds and the other one's like 30 pounds, which is definitely part of it. But poor Snickers is so tiny. Let's see. Yeah. Start to drop over time. Just a marginal risk. I don't even think they've issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this stuff, have they? There are a bunch of special weather statements, but I don't think they issued a severe for anything. If it was, it probably was that storm southeast that's about to head into Arkansas. It's heading towards Fort Smith, near Marble City, Oklahoma. Let's get out of this guy's way. Let's get out of that way. Sorry, my phone restarted because I didn't realize how low it was, so. That was one that was J-Roll's probably the most interesting tornado case to me. The meteorology behind it is so strange. First, I think those big tornadoes by Briggs, Texas. Pretty similar in area and pretty similar with like not really a cold front, but an outflow boundary. Big Cape, not much low-level shear. Still got some big tornadoes down there. See, I picked up my rental that day at like, I was supposed to pick up my rental at like 11 on the 1st, and I would have made it in time for the first tornadoes. I would have made it in time for all the tornadoes, but the rental place when I got there informed me they didn't have my car yet, and I would have to wait another 3 hours. So when I got there, like I went back to my hotel and I, requested a late checkout, did all that stuff, and by the time I got by the time I ended up getting my rental, there was no way I was going to make it down there. So just unfortunate. Just unfortunate. Let's see if we can. Jolene is crazy smart. She'll like tap my water bottle when she wants some water. She'll tap the window when she wants the window rolled down. She'll tap my phone if she wants me to get off my phone. Tap my hand if she wants me to pet her. These guys are definitely on a weakening trend. I can't really make out much of a base on these storms anymore. Yeah, temperatures are starting to fall. Wow, was that another funnel cloud report? At 7:23. Brief funnel clouds, 3 to 4 miles northeast of this location. Northeast of this location. So I guess we're heading in the right spot. We're literally heading just to where a funnel cloud was reported, so these are going to be mostly cold air things. We did get a surprise Alrighty, chat. We're getting there. These storms are definitely going to weaken really fast once the sun sets. Really needed those warm temperatures at the surface for today. And once they start to cool off, what little atmospheric, you can get over me. What little atmospheric energy we did have, what little instability we had will start to fade away here. I think there was only like, did we peak at 1,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE or 500? It wasn't very much. I think it was 500. So I bet we were getting a little low now. Do you want water? Turn the AC down. You not feeling well now? I can't tell. Come here. Come here. Come here, Jillian. Good girl. Turn up here in 2 miles. I've actually never been to this part of this city. It's actually pretty nice. There's some nice houses they got back here. Some nice places to live. Alright, we're gonna turn north in 2 miles. Maybe we can catch one of these elusive funnel clouds. The storm's apparently produced 3 of them. We're gonna get up there right at 7:52, so it's gonna be close. But I mean, I really don't have anywhere to be tomorrow, so no reason to just call it quits. These are definitely more cold air funnels as opposed to supercell type funnels, maybe. Yeah, sorry, I have the stream super zoomed in because if I'm super zoomed out to like a normal thing, it's that. So the cars in front of us are not as close as they look, I promise. We got a wide berth here. I just have to keep it zoomed in because I don't want half my footage to be tainted with a little black spot covering, you know, 1/8 of the screen. Welcome, Kim from Manitoba, Canada. Nice to see all these Canadians in here. I gotta get up for a Canadian chase. Got to get up there for a Canadian chase. Just worried now that they're gonna, you know, it's gonna be rough to get in and out, but I always miss those Canadian days. They get some really pretty storms up there. Canada doesn't get as many events, it feels like they make up for it with how photogenic their events are. Yeah, I still actually have never been to Canada. Where was that? There was a great landspout, I think, out there last year. I don't remember where it was, though. In Saskatchewan, though. Welcome into the chat, everybody. I do appreciate it. Be sure to hit that old like and subscribe button. We're going to be live again probably next week on what's probably going to be a big severe weather outbreak in the end of May, particularly over like Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. The classic tornado alley looks like it might heat up this May for the first time during the day. Hopefully everything's during the day and not overnight, but might heat up for the first time in a long time. There were some events out there in 2024, but a lot of that Oklahoma stuff was after dark. You had Custer City and you had Duke. I think that's all I can think of for daytime Oklahoma tornado events last May. Texas had some interesting stuff on May 6th and May 25th. May 30th too, the Midland tornado. Or was it, what was it, like Warfield tornado technically? Which is a crazy town name. Yeah, I haven't ever actually had like what I would consider a true classical May chase season. So everything's always been a little bit weird in May, where it's either been the Midwest or super high plains, but I mean, it's the weather. I guess there really isn't much of a normal. All right, we're gonna go north here. Yeah, starting to clear out. See, we're starting to, we had a bunch of updrafts out here, but they're starting to fade away as our temperatures drop. One thing Jolene likes to do is she likes to put her head, like she likes to rest her head in my elbow. So like obviously if I'm holding a steering wheel, it gets to be a little, hi baby. See if we can't see us maybe a little funnel up here. Off the Great Lakes are awesome. Yeah, I haven't done much Great Lakes chasing. I think the furthest east I've had a storm chase, the furthest northeast I've had a storm chase is Western Ohio. That's about as far east as I've gone. I live in Colorado, so it can be tough to get out there, but I made a pledge this year, like if there's any good looking Ohio and Indiana stuff, I have to go for it. But there hasn't been anything where I would pick Ohio and Indiana as the main target. I'll show Jolene here. So she's doing good. She's just chilling. She really likes her. Back to these storms here. I'm starting to see a little base up here, it looks like. Flip you guys around. Set to manual and make sure that our little thing is not super loose. Starting to run into like maybe a little shelf cloud here. I'm wondering if all these quote unquote funnel clouds are just scud tags being reported off this shelf. Hey baby, yeah, I know. I know. Welcome, Miss M96. I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you so much. Good looking storm content for the win. Yes, I need to get a permanent puppy cam for whenever I've got a dog with me. overlay on your phone cam if you're using phone as the main camera. So I have a server, a dedicated server that my video sends up to, and then that server processes everything and then sends it out to YouTube and Twitch. So I'm not putting the overlays directly here. I'm using it's not being done on my phone and then sent off. It's doing the other way around, where it's just sending up and then sending out from my server. But I do it that way because I have this phone to set to record the stream, so I can get raw footage from the stream without any of the overlays, instead of it just being pure stream footage. So it's another benefit to doing it that way. It does cause my phone to overheat a little bit, so I have to turn the AC up. But approaching this shelf up here. Not a bad shelf cloud. It's starting to look pretty stable. We'll parallel this thing for a little bit. Yeah, there's been a couple funnel clouds reported on this. I'm not sure if they're legit or not. But to me, this looks like a pretty nice shelf cloud. Guys know a lot about the tornadoes of last year. There was the Mountain City tornado day on August 28th, where there was like 6 or 7 tornadoes from a single supercell in South Dakota near the town of Mountain City. One of my dogs was actually born that day. So my puppy Snickers was born the Mountain City day. Jolene was born about 10 days before that though, so. Alright, we're paralleling this. I'm going to tilt you guys a little over there so you can see this laminar looking shelf cloud we've got. Stop beeping at me, make it stop. I think these guys are going to continue to fade here. Our temperatures up here are, maybe, yeah, you know I love it. Our temperatures up here are down to 66. Getting a little bit cold. Storms southwest of us are starting to fall apart a little bit. Turn so you guys. I know, Jolene. I know. I'm right here, dude. Get up here towards Jamestown. Looking pretty fuzzy on radar. Kind of a sign that we're getting
get a view up here in just a minute. Just give me 1 second here. Once we get to Ulaga, I don't know how to say that. We'll get a good view of this, these couple of storms here. I bet this is about to get reported as a funnel cloud, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I'm betting that somebody's going to report that. I can't. It just looks like scud to me. I don't really see any rotation with it. I'm willing to bet that that gets reported here in a second. Maybe some weak rotation on it. I know, Jolene. I can't pet you right now. I'm trying to drive. Where was this terrain earlier when we were looking at a really nice storm? I know, baby. Yeah, but we got this big long shelf cloud here. I'm wondering if that's that's been reported, just those little scud tags on the... Julie, I know, I love you too. Wonder if they're just reporting these scud tags on the leading edge. Alright, I accidentally closed the app. That's my bad, chat. You're looking towards that way, Hannah? Pretty dark. Yeah, I'm expecting these storms to propose? No. These storms are gonna pose a damaging wind and small hail threat over the next hour or two, but I expect as the temperatures keep cooling off that they'll weaken here. My goodness, chat. Hello, Javier. Welcome into the chat. Gotta go in, check back soon. It's gonna be over you. Yeah, I'm expecting this stuff to weaken. It's gonna be they're gonna be strong thunderstorms, no doubt, but mostly going to be a wind and hail threat and maybe flooding. I'm not sure how flooded out this area is. We did run into some flooding earlier down near Beggs, Oklahoma. Couldn't cross to get onto the storm that we wanted to be on due to an underpass that had flooded. Move there, no traffic. It's just because we're almost at 8 o'clock. I bet traffic's pretty crazy through here in the morning, but... Going to your place, Jolene? No? Got this little shelf cloud here. Now we're starting to move a little bit more north, guys. So, I think the storm we want to really watch is probably this one off to the west here. That's probably going to be pretty one for sunset. Oh, I just got a great bolt. I really hope that was in view. Show you guys the shelf cloud there. Southern fringe of it. Jolene was looking at my phone, so I think she's telling you guys hi. These little scud tags, I'm wondering if these are what's being reported, but not sure. Maybe a little weak supercell structure on that storm to our west, but I'm not seeing much rotation. Hey, baby. Yeah, I know. I see you. can't find a good spot to pull in and just watch this thing roll over us here. Hold on, Jolene. Give me 1 minute. I know. I see you. I see you. Yeah, Jolene's a little more, I guess Jolene and Snickers both do this. It's just a little bit tougher because Jolene's like 10 pounds and Snickers is like 5 pounds. We're starting to get rained way out ahead of this shelf here. I know, babe. Once the rain passes, probably call this a chase. As these temperatures continue to just go down and down and down, our storm fuel is just going to fall off. We're not going to be as unstable as we were. That's part of the reason I thought I was going to be late, because these cold core events are so driven by instability. You know, peak heating is usually, warmest in the day is usually like 2 or 3 o'clock this time of year. So when we weren't seeing anything just yet, and we were still like an hour away, I was getting a little nervous. Let's show you guys this shelf out here. Hopefully we can just, nice farmland. Nice farmland up here. Is there going to be anywhere I can pull off here? Watch this. I don't want to use someone's driveway. Is this a little... Trust that pole. I don't know what it is. So we've got this, I'll zoom out a little bit. Got this shelf cloud coming over us now. These storms are going to continue for a little bit, but I suspect that they'll quickly weaken after sunset here. Quickly weaken after sunset. I know, Jolene, I see you. Man, we're already back in the woods. We just got out of the woods. Already back in the woods. Always chase the woods. This shelf is moving pretty quickly here. I'm wondering if this is what was being reported as those funnel clouds, if it was just the scud on the leading edge of that shelf. Well, if we get on the other side quick enough, we might get like a good rainbow or something. What do we go for, guys? Wow. I'm not quite sure. Is this road? Oh, that road's a dead end. Alright, I think we're just gonna go back to the main road here. Go east. What time does the sun set in... Oh, isn't there a lake due east of us? So there's no way to get actually just straight east, is there? Yeah, there's a big lake there. Alright, well, we can go south and then east. We can go south and then east, guys. Point you forward here. I know, Julie. She's swatting at me right now. She really wants me to pet her. She's like a cat. I know. You don't like cats, do you? That cat, she got mad at me, guys. Thank you, Be Smiley, for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Wheezy Pillar. Nobody's ever seen me before. You want Jolene cam? Okay, give me 1 second. We'll do a Jolene cam while we go south here, while we're got our back to this storm. in my lap right now. She's trying and swat at me, but she wants me to pet her. I'm not doing it now. I love you. She's just staring at herself in the camera. Alright. We are gonna... How do we get through? Okay, we go down a little more. I know, I see you. Cam. Now we're gonna keep going. Gonna go southeast here. Okay, now you're swatting me again, really? Do I have to have my arms down for you to swat me? Jolene is the lead forecaster for us, guys. I go where Jolene tells me to go. Yeah, the bow on her is really cute. My girlfriend really likes to dress up our dogs. She FaceTimed me the other night and their Snickers was in like a little collared shirt with a bunch of swordfish on it. Alright, let's go left here. Let's go left. Yeah, our shelf cloud's really starting to fall apart, guys. It's a sign of these temperatures starting to weaken. Our storms just aren't going to be quite as strong going forward here. Shelf cloud's becoming a bit disconnected. Getting these little like fingers floating off way out ahead of the storm. Yeah, I'm just the cameraman for Julian. The bow matches my shirt. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. It does, doesn't it? Gotta meet the other one. He was on me with the chase, on a chase in Illinois earlier, back in March, I think. He was with me for that one. But yeah, I'm gonna bring him out sometime this summer. So we'll have like a rotating cast here. A lot of the time it'll just be me, but sometimes we'll have Jolene or Snickers or Ranger. Snickers is the smallest of the three. Jolene's the middle. Put AJ in the sombrero yesterday to celebrate 10 subscribers. That's awesome. I wonder if I could convince Maddie to put Snickers in a sombrero. I bet I could. I bet she's listening right now and she's like already opening Amazon to buy one. Alright. Well, I think our storms are definitely falling off a cliff, chat. Yeah, our shelf cloud's falling apart right now, so we're actually gonna take a U-turn and probably wrap this thing up. I'm not seeing much potential going forward here. And I think Jolene's ready for bed. we've got this little guy above us, and the shelf back west is definitely much better. Chilly. Not bad. Not bad for such a marginal day. Not bad for such a marginal day. Birthplace of Will Rogers. I'm a bit worried she's gonna try and jump out. On one of the streams, the first chase with her, I opened my trunk to get my camera, and she jumped right out the back. Yeah, our storms are definitely weakening here. Big weakening trend throughout Oklahoma. Still though, those storms on the southeast near Fort Smith, Sallisaw, those ones could still go on for a little bit. They've still got those 70s temperatures. Just kind of a question of how far south does that cold air get in the upper levels. Got this whale's mouth coming in. Pepper wide, ultra wide. Oh, sorry, that was my phone, baby. You're okay. She wants to stick her head out the window, but she doesn't like doing it in the rain. Oh, don't lick that. Stop. I have water for you if you want water. Yeah, I'm shocked at how well she does with storms. Hail doesn't really bother her that much. She's good with thunder. She hates the bumps though. She does not like when the road gets bumpy. Yeah, watching this remnant shelf cloud move overhead here. Yeah, you know, baby. I'm a bit nervous to take Ranger. I feel like if one of our dogs is going to be afraid of the lightning and thunder, it's going to be Ranger. It doesn't bother Snickers either, but Ranger's a bit of a scaredy cat. Yeah, the reflectivity on our storms has really fallen. Am I still on the loop mode? Whoops. What you doing, baby? Oh, you're sitting on the wire. Watch out, babe. There you go. Good girl. Good job. All right, guys. I think that this is probably going to wrap it up for us today. Watching this shelf cloud from this low-end severe weather event roll over us. Light rain. It's pretty nice out, too, so... Let me get everything pulled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably call it here, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, I thought I flipped the camera. Maybe I'm flipping. 1 second to get everything pulled up, get chat pulled up. Catch your stream mascot. So I think it's definitely time to call it. Jolene has to pee. She might have to pee. Maybe. I don't think so. She just went a little bit ago, but when she has to pee, she'll really start going crazy. So I felt really bad for her because I was gonna let her out earlier at one of the gas stations, but we couldn't get through because they actually ended up being closed. So let me pull up my stream here. We'll pull the window up so we don't have a... Jolene, come here, bud. Good girl. Let me roll the window up. Pull the stream up here and make it so you can actually see my face. So we're gonna go ahead and call it. Thank you guys so much for joining. We got a lot of viewers today. Be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm trying to stream, pretty much everything this year. If I'm chasing, I'm streaming. That's how I'm doing it this year. We're going to be out for as many events as we possibly can until I really have to get back to work, which usually is about July. So we're going to try and see if we can hit that 50 tornado number again for the 3rd year in a row. So it looks pretty active end of May, so be sure to join me then. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much.